Hey, what's up? Welcome to Real Talk, Real Life. I want to first and foremost say it's been a while. I just been super busy with work and school. I'm sorry I haven't been back to check in or leave any updates. But let's get busy. We'll hop right back into this thing with relationships. We're going part two of a three-part segment. Our next section we're going to talk about is growth and respect in relationships. I think one of the most crucial parts of any relationship is growth. You must continue growing as people and as a relationship. I think it's you got to focus on what you can do now and not what has been done before. Continually pushing forward to make not only your life better or the other person's life better, but your life better together. I think is a very important principle that a lot of relationships lose sight of very easily for some reason. And it's important also to look at how one person may make your life better, but you must be willing to make your life better on your own first. Be happy with you, and grow with you as a person, and let that person in your life only help you continue to grow. And a big part of that is just understanding in relationships, it will never be perfect, and you can't use perfection as your standard. And if you do so, I mean, every relationship you ever have in your life will somehow eventually fail because we as people, we are already not perfect. To expect perfection from you or for some, especially from someone else, is not only unfair to them, but it's unfair to you as an individual. Another key point in that is just being comfortable with who you are. You got to let your insecurities be known, and when they're known, you have to understand that those need to be appreciated. And if you do so, then the other person understands that they're not going to be there to put you down. They're going to be there to lift you up, and especially in the harder times. Your insecurities, the things that you aren't comfortable with in your life, whether it's anything, can't be pieces that are neglected, but pieces that are embraced. And I think a lot of people, even in the closest relationships, are scared. They're scared to let people in. So you need to let people in because that's only going to produce growth. You understand? Like that's what it is that's going to separate the people in relationships who stand still and the people who move forward. There has to be not only growth physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually, any aspect you want to encounter, everything has to push forward, not stand still. And that leads me right into the biggest thing of all. My dad has always told me, he goes, you want to understand anything about people, understand the cycles that people do, the routines, what they do in their everyday life. And he always says, you want to understand anything about relationships around you, understand the patterns. Think about it. Think about the patterns in your life and the relationships you have. Okay, and patterns often become the biggest roadblock in any relationship because there's cycles when things become routine, especially in a negative sense, like whether it's small bickering or pointless power moves people make or obnoxious behavior or anything that isn't creating things to like progress, and these patterns keep cycling, and every time it keeps happening it only gets worse and worse and worse, and before you know it you find yourself and it's becoming expected, and not only is it becoming expected but it's coming accepted. And when you start accepting these patterns, it's just part of your relationship. Like, oh, that happens. It's okay. Like, I'll deal with it. We'll deal with it as people. It will get better, and it might not happen again, but it probably will. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time because in order for something to change, two people have to want to change, not just one person. So those cycles can stop, but it has to be embraced by both parties, not by just one individual wanting to change. People have to work for that. So don't find yourself in these cycles that consistently keep happening, and you keep consistently finding yourself lost inside of them. It's hopeless, and you don't want to be in a relationship where there's no hope. Hope is key, and respect is key. People who don't live by the standard, treat people how you want to be treated, don't deserve loving relationships. It's simple. It's simple as that. Don't be someone who is not proud of the person they look into the mirror and see every day. Get what you deserve. Know your standards of love, and understand that your partner in your life is to be there, not to be used like a rug and when you feel like wiping your feet. Respect to me is a foundation, not an option. So if you constantly say to yourself when you, or to your friends or whatever it may be, like, I would never treat them that way, I would never do that to them, then you already know what needs to be done, because you're not doing onto you what you would want to do to yourself. You're having that be done to you. You know your sense of worth. Respect is defined as you knowing your sense of worth and your excellence as a person. Okay, let that qualify you. And anybody that's going to be your special person, your other person, your significant other, is a person that's in a very, very privileged position. And they need to accept that and appreciate that, and first and most of all, respect that. And courtesy and acknowledgement are must-haves. That has to happen. To be respected is to be esteemed or honored. When someone holds you in respect, those are standards. So hold yourself in respect. Make sure the person that loves you holds you in respect, and that's what you guys build on. Build that foundation. Use that. Use these words to encourage you to grow. Real Talk, Real Life's back on the map. We're gonna come back next week. I'll make sure I get back on this. I know I've been slacking, and we'll talk to you then. We're gonna go with the last segment of the relationship series. I hope this helps. Leave feedback if need be. I'm here to answer any questions. Thank you again. Appreciate the love, and I'll be checking in soon. All right, y'all. Take care. Have a good weekend.